Throughout history, there have been many interesting laptop designs, but one of them really stands out. The original Apple iBook G3 from 1999 is probably one of the only laptops that I've ever seen with such a unique look. After the success of the iMac, Apple realized that there needed to be a better consumer laptop, and to fit in with their product grid at the time, the iBook was the solution. I picked up this Indigo iBook a few months ago on eBay, and while it works great, there are a few cosmetic issues with this machine as well as the bare minimum specs. Since these computers are getting a bit harder to find these days, I figured that getting this one in better shape would be a good idea. One of the most obvious issues with this laptop is the keyboard. It's clear that this computer was exposed to a lot of UV light, which resulted in this ugly yellowing. Another problem is the screen. The screen is incredibly scratched up on the exterior surface, and it even looks as if the Apple logo fell out and was glued back in. The rubber is faded, and it doesn't even match the other parts of the computer. Additionally, the display itself is starting to shift, so I decided to pick up a replacement screen assembly and just swap out the whole thing. Of course, it wouldn't be worth disassembling one of these without making some upgrades. While I considered taking the entire computer apart to reach the hard drive, I'll just be adding an airport card and upgrading the RAM to 512 megabytes, which is the maximum for these iBooks. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the keyboard to get access to the main stuff. Here's where I'll be adding the airport card later, but for now I'm just taking off this plate, detaching the keyboard, and unscrewing the cover. There are more screws underneath the battery and 2 up by the hinge. Now I need to pop off the cover using a flathead screwdriver on each side and disconnecting the touchpad. The modem is underneath this aluminum sheeting and secured by a screw. Lastly, I need to disconnect the old screen hinges, video cable, and the antenna. Now it's time to install the new screen. First I start by mounting the hinges and then connecting all the cables and routing it properly through. After that, I need to remount the modem and the metal sheeting. Finally, it's time to put the cover back on. Now for the upgrades, starting with swapping out the RAM, attaching a new non-yellowed keyboard, and adding airport to this laptop. Let's see if this thing works. And there we go. I'm pretty happy with this outcome. I think that it looks significantly better, and I now have Wi-Fi on my 17-year-old laptop. While this was a pain to disassemble, I think it was probably worth it. Maybe I'll add an SSD in this someday too. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys soon.